And I had to take action, and that was either to run,
Mm-hmm.
which if I ran, fell, he would be on me.
Mm-hmm.
Bad. That's not a good situation. If I ran into the house, he could chase me. Then he's in the house.
Mm-hmm.
I have a family.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the police told me to do.
To run into the
To
house?
run into the house and shut the door. I was told by the police, that's what you should have done, sir. Okay. That's their advice. What I was trained to do as a military person, a lot of self-defense training, jujitsu training, combatives training,
Mm-hmm.
every class I've ever taken, real life experience in the military. When someone's that close with a knife, it's too close for even a gun. You have to engage.
Yeah.
That's what I did. I took the offense and I went for his knife hand. And I got his knife hand and took him to the ground. I maintained control of his knife hand, trying to get the knife away.
Mm-hmm.
The guy's 6'2". He's a big guy.
Yeah.
And I think he has had some training
Mm.
because he switched hands. He switched the knife hand,
Wow.
which I wasn't expecting. And that's my fault. I overestimated my abilities and underestimated his abilities. So I took his back after some manipulation, was able to gain control of him, but he did switch hands with the knife while he's stabbing down towards my kidneys. I had mount. I was on bottom with him on top of me we're both facing the sky, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
on bottom. I have mount, crab mount.
So you're on the ground.
I'm on the ground at this point after I tossed him to the ground, maintaining control.
Mm-hmm.
But he switched knife hands, which I wasn't expecting. I was
Mm.
trying to put his arm behind his back with the knife, grab it, disarm him. He reached around. I wasn't expecting. A normal person's not going to do that.
Yeah.
You're just going to take the knife away, done, disarmed. Okay.
Wow.
At this point, I'm like, oh crap, I've got an empty hand. So I go for the standard control choke hold, what they call choke hold, which you hear bad names about nowadays, but it's actually not a choke. It's a submission
Mm-hmm.
in jiu-jitsu. And I realized then, after and mind you, this was a 10 minutes we're struggling on the ground because this guy is pretty big.
Yeah. Yeah. 6'2". Mm-hmm. He's pretty
6'2".
big.
He's a
Big guy.
big, tall guy.
Mm-hmm.
So initially, then I gained control, and I'm trying to roll over so I'm on top sky side. So he's on the ground. I want him on the ground. I couldn't get him over. And he's stabbing me throughout this whole time in super fast lightning motions towards my kidneys. So I have to bring my legs up, my knees bent to protect my sides, my lungs, and my kidneys.
Mm.
And I'm trying to make him go unconscious, but I don't want to, to kill him. I don't want that. I just want control to stop the stabbing. And I can't get his knife hand because he switched hands. He's switching hands.
Wow.
And this is going on and on and on. So finally I'm like, no, I got to put this guy to sleep.
Mm.
So I let him continue to stab me and just put both hands around his neck and the chokehold and put him out.
And he fell asleep.
He fell asleep.
Wow.
The stabbing stopped. Unfortunately, his arm was totally extended out to his left side at that point. And I could not reach the knife. Couldn't get his arm. I couldn't. He wakes up. So I got to decide, back to sleep again, go for the knife hand. And then he starts stabbing it, and he's giggling. Demonic.
And then he says, "I want to gut you like a pig."
Yeah, throughout the whole
cut
process,
you like a pig.
He's
He's talking.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna stab you. I'm gonna
Oh
cut you.
God.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you.
Oh man.
Yeah.
demonic. That's terrifying. And in the ring, and this is what really did it for me, right? Because I can't even fathom that this guy is not, one, behind bars, two, wasn't even arrested. And here I am sitting. There's something that's there. There's something that's there about Chad. And Chad, I was like, okay, I'm going to try to go in this as unbiasedly as possible, and I'm going to try to figure out. Chad had no priors. You listen to the ring door cam. Chad is screaming for his life. You look at the defensive wounds. These are defensive wounds. Okay, these are, like, I'm going to defend myself. And he was stabbed 19 times. And I mean, tell me about, so obviously James DeWitt, he received injury.
He did receive some injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. He actually, at one point in time when I was trying to reach for his hand, he grabbed my hand, put my fingers in his mouth, and bit down. If anybody's been bit by someone or a dog, it's tremendously painful.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you can do to somebody short of a few things physically to get someone to release a bite.
Yeah.
I had to do those, what they call fish hook,
mm-hmm.
to get him to release.
And
that caused him some injury.
Mm-hmm.
But the bone in my finger was crushed because of his bite was so tenacious.
Mm.
And when I was putting in the choke, he got a hold of one of my wrists, actually both wrists, and he tried to slice them. I still have the scars across my wrists.
I was showing the folks here on the Gun Saves Lives photograph, the photographs. So if you guys are watching on the stream, you guys can see the actual injuries. We're live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Rumble. You guys can see it publicly available via our story on cities929.com, and Guns Save Life, Saves Life. They did a write-up. And Diane Benjamin, God bless her.
God bless her.
She did a write-up as well. And the reason why I wanted to have you in studio today, Chad, was because there has been a media blackout on your story. And I couldn't quite wrap my head around it. But then I started to think, I'm like, wait a second. What's going on where this guy stabbed a man with no priors? This guy has priors. This guy actually stabbed, and we're going to get to that here. I've got to take a quick break on Cities 92.9. This guy has a prior in 2016 where he went after some students on Illinois State University's campus, and there's a detailed report.
It was a hate crime what he did.
Well, there's witnesses
who
yelled out, and I can't say the language here on the air, but
the worst words you can
racial slurs, and said that the white woman that was with this interracial, it was I'm assuming an interracial couple. This white woman, he said she was a traitor to her race.
Yeah, he is a race hater.
And that's not you saying it. That's not me saying it. That's witnesses on the scene of a crime.
Yes.
And he was charged, but those charges were dropped.